All right, we're back. So today I'm going to be talking about how our community qualified for over $50,000 in free money in 2023. Now, this is the time frame that everybody was running away from crypto. Everybody was terrified because of what happened with FTX. However, if you listen to what Gaven talked about before, that had nothing to do with crypto. Holding your money with FTX, holding your money with Coinbase, holding your money with Binance, all of these different centralized cryptocurrency entities, that's not crypto. Because you're supposed to be empowered with the ability to hold digital assets for the first time in history. And if you willingly give them over to a Coinbase or a Binance, you don't hold them anymore. That's called using a custody service, which now adds a level of risk to your investments. So, I know what you're thinking. 50K in free money. How the hell is this possible? And I also want to clarify that that's not $50,000 for everybody in the community, that's per individual. Per individual, $50,000 in free money. And what's going on in your head right now is how is it possible for somebody to make $16,000 for doing virtually nothing? This is the protocol Uniswap, which is is the most popular decentralized exchange in the cryptocurrency world. And when they did their airdrop, they airdropped their governance token, Uni. They airdropped about 400 to each individual. And at the peak price of that, it was worth $4 or $40 per token, coming up to $16,000. And all you had to do was make one swap and use the platform. That's it. And you got free money. 16 grand. For something that took about 10 seconds of work. ENS, Ethereum Name Service. They did an airdrop that was over $4,000 per recipient. How the hell do you make $4,000 for doing nothing? I want to break that down today. Jito, this one just happened. Jito is a liquid staking service on the Solana blockchain, which allows you to stake your Solana, your SOL, but then still be able to use it. That's why it's liquid staking. Now, that was about $10,000, and that ran up and got to over $20,000 in free money in 2023. And all you had to do was move around about $40 worth of liquid staked SOL. So you could have just moved $40 into the right place and then made $10,000, $20,000. What would $10,000 to $20,000 in extra money do for you guys right now? Probably a lot. What?
Hire you.
Yes, sir. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't this a bit too good to be true? Why would they just give away free money? And how can a company financially afford to just give away free money? And I'm going to uncover everything for you today in this presentation. But for starters, who the hell am I? My name is Ryan Horst. I'm the founder and CEO of Blockchain Insight Group. We also go by Big Crypto. We launched this crypto coaching company back in 2021 with a heavy focus on decentralized finance and teaching people how to navigate that world so that they can make the most out of their crypto investment journey. The thing that everybody needs to ask themselves is do you plan on investing for your entire life? And do you believe that crypto will become a larger part of our lives in the future? So if those two things are true, then I highly suggest starting to learn how it works. Whether you dive into it on your own or with somebody else or with me, I would just get some support to make sure you learn what you're doing. Because there's a level of responsibility that comes with investing in crypto that we've never had before. Because usually we're able to use a third party to just host the crypto with them. And in this case, you have self-custody of your own crypto, which means you have sole responsibility if you're doing it right. Here's a little bit about me. So we've worked with over 100 students on a one-to-one basis. I've personally consulted crypto and NFT projects with millions of dollars in funding. I have spoken about crypto all over the world, about 10 different stages, ranging from over here in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, all the way over to Switzerland. And I've also been featured in Forbes, and they're currently in the process of setting up an interview with me to speak about crypto airdrops right now, so that I can get another Forbes article up, actually kind of uncovering all this crypto airdrop stuff. Here's a bunch of pictures. Bottom left was me actually emceeing and hosting the event over in Estonia. Top left is me hosting my Big Crypto Mastermind community. There's a few people here that were actually there. Simon, Sam, love you guys. A lot of people inside of our actual crypto mastermind, so we got together, have some fun, play some laser tag. Now, what exactly is my intention with this presentation? Well, I firmly believe that there's a massive opportunity in the crypto space. I think I've made that very clear by not only investing most of my money in crypto, but also building a business around crypto. And if nothing else, I just want to spark an initial thought in your mind to think, maybe I should dive into this more. Maybe the individuals that are deep into crypto just know something that I don't, which is why they're so deep into it. Because I truly, truly, truly believe that there's life-changing wealth opportunity here for everybody. If at the end of this you decide you want my help, then I'm here for you guys. But regardless, I just want everybody to activate their learning curve with crypto at some point. So in order to understand airdrops, you first have to understand blockchain. Who here can give me a brief little understanding of blockchain? Who wants to raise their hand and give it a shot? Mitchell.
It's basically a time chain. That's the way that I look at it. It's just chronological recordings of transactions that are happening across a ledger that is not controlled, and it's spread across the entire internet.
Yes, and I also want to dumb it down even more, because that's how we learn. And to do that, I want to start off by talking about why we have it, because in order to understand what something is, I think it's very important for us to understand the problem that it's solving first. So, what is the problem that blockchain is actually solving? And it's the natural evolution of the internet. When the internet first came out, we had Web 1. Web 1 was when we were able to look at things on the internet, on the computer screen. This is like scrolling through, newspaper articles that are, it's not a newspaper, news, whatever, articles online. And it's just you looking at the screen and scrolling, right? And then we had Web 2 come out. And Web 2 is when we were then able to put inputs into the internet, right? So this is like liking something on the internet. This is like posting a blog post. This is commenting on something. Well, when we are inputting things into the internet, that is then stored as data. And, well, when Web 2 came out, there was a problem because there's nowhere for us to store our data on the internet. So then we had companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon step in to allow us to store our data with them. Now, does anybody see a potential problem with that? The only way for us to store data online is if it's being held by other people. Imagine if the only way for you to store your social security number, your social security card, and your credit cards in person was to hand it to Matt. Hey Matt, I can't hold this on my own, bro. Can you hold this for me? This is very sensitive information. I just want you to trust me. I just want to be able to trust you with it. Now, we love Matt, and I think we all trust Matt. Yeah. But would we give him our social security cards? All of us. Everybody loves you. You guys know what I mean. That's what we're doing on the internet, because we do store our credit card information. We store all of that stuff on the internet. And the only way to do it is with a third party, whether that's LastPass or Apple with their keychain, whatever the hell it's called. That's what we're doing. And have we noticed that there's been a problem with storing our data with these individuals? Equifax got hacked. Millions of people's credit card information got leaked. Target got hacked. Sony got hacked. Millions of people's credit card information. That then led to what? People losing money. Identity theft? Identity theft. That's the word. So we need a solution so that we can store our data somewhere that is separate from these third-party intermediaries, or else we will always have this third-party risk. And that's where Web 3 comes into place. I think it just needs to be bamboozled around a little bit. So Web 3 is when we have the internet combined with blockchain. Blockchain is a way for us to store data on the internet that is separate from these third-party intermediaries. That's what blockchain is, guys. It's that simple. It's just a way for us to store data on the internet that's separate from third-party companies. Does everybody see the value in that? Money is data. Your social security number is data. Your email address is data. All these things are data. So the reason that we're able to have programmable money, which is crypto, stored on blockchains is because money is just data. That's all it is. We've used different types of things to be money throughout all of history. We used to use sticks, cows for bartering. We can all agree that the current financial system isn't exactly perfect. Now, what other solution do we have being created right now that can fix that problem other than crypto? Cows. Back to cows. So we have a problem, and we are currently working on a solution with the technology. It's the only one that developers are putting their time towards to fix the financial situation. That's where crypto comes in. Blockchain is a place to store data. We talked about that. Now, that data can be in the form of code. So we can store code within iOS applications to create an app on iOS. Just like how we can code on the iOS framework, we can also build on top of Ethereum. And when we build on top of Ethereum, this is where we get other cryptocurrencies. This is where we get decentralized applications, and this is where we get NFTs, because we're building on top of Ethereum. So Ethereum is a baseline foundation that a lot of other projects are built on top of, kind of like iOS and Android. So now that you have a brief understanding of blockchain, let's move on to exploring crypto a little bit. So crypto is data that we're using in the form of money. Cryptocurrency is a blank slate, a digital blank slate that businesses can now utilize as a tool to add whatever value they want into a token to create a currency. So the dollar has value because we just are told it has value because the government says so, right? So now these cryptocurrencies are coming out and they have value because businesses say so. But businesses don't just say so, they actually find use cases for it, such as you can only use this decentralized application if you have this cryptocurrency. And I'm going to talk about a use case today that is actually where a lot of the money from the airdrops actually come from. So let's compare stocks versus tokens. And when I say tokens, interchangeably with crypto. So on the left, we have a picture of value. And on the right, we have two empty cups. When we look at stocks, a stock is only equity in the company. A token is variable. It can be filled with any value. You could make it equity if you wanted to. You could make it governance rights over a platform, which I'll be talking about in a little bit. You can make it energy. You can make it access. If you have this many tokens, you get access to this certain application or this certain event. It can be a cultural thing. Look at meme coins, right? We have the WIF token. We have Dogecoin. These coins don't have value, but they have culture. And people value culture. And it makes people laugh, and people want to buy it. If it creates demand, then it creates demand. I've hated meme coins for a long time, but you can't fight the market. They're here to stay. Now, the next question I get a lot of times is, okay, well, we already have digital currencies and stuff. What about World of Warcraft Gold? What about V-Bucks in Fortnite? What about my Delta Sky Miles? Why can't we just use that? Why do we need cryptocurrency? Well, because they still have access to those things, because when you own Fortnite V-Bucks, or World of Warcraft Gold, it doesn't leave the business's internal system to go to you, meaning they still have authority over it. And bigger than that, the code that went into coding Delta Sky Miles points to create it, and World of Warcraft Gold to create it, and Fortnite V-Bucks to create it, and Starbucks Gold Stars to create it, that code is in a centralized system that can be altered and changed at any time. What's inside of that code? Well, it's all of the economics of the actual rewards points. How many of them can there actually be? Well, there can be an infinite supply of these things, more than likely. Is there any inflation built in? Is there deflation built in? All those things aren't known. And it's all of those reasons that we can't have it pegged to the dollar. And that's why there's no tradable markets with World of Warcraft Gold, or with Fortnite V-Bucks, or Delta Sky Miles. If you're looking at a cryptocurrency, all of the economics of these tokens, such as Bitcoin, there's only ever can be 21 million Bitcoin in existence. And that's coded in the blockchain. And we can trust it because it's on the blockchain. And the reason we can trust it because it's on the blockchain is because the blockchain is immutable, meaning that everything that gets put onto the blockchain can never be changed, which creates a trustless system. Now let's talk about something called DAOs. Decentralized Autonomous Organizations. A DAO is a decentralized business, is basically what it is. And what's interesting is that DAOs are actually recognized as a legal business entity in the state of Wyoming. So it's being adopted right underneath your nose inside the United States. They just don't want you to know that they like it. So this is the structure, and I'm going to explain it. The typical business is on the left. We have a CEO at the top, and then we have other individuals that are doing whatever the CEO says to do underneath them. And then we have the community that gets the end product of the decisions that this corporate structure actually makes. A DAO, on the other hand, is on the right, a decentralized business. This starts with the people, the community, voting on the decisions and the direction that the company actually goes in. And then once the community votes on this, kind of like a government, where we vote on who's president and who's vice president, all that stuff there, right? We vote on different proposals, all of that. Same situation as here with businesses, decentralized businesses. Now, when those votes pass, then it goes down to the team of developers and community managers, and then they execute on those business decisions that were made by the community. and then the community gets to interact with whatever those decisions were. How exactly does this work? Well, here we have Uniswap. They have proposals. You can see this one's active, this one's deployed, and the bottom one was defeated. So these are proposals for Uniswap, the token I showed you in the beginning, to where people were voting on whether or not these different proposals would go through. And then the developers would then go and take action on those things that were decided upon by the community. Here's, when you click on one, what it looks like. Deploy Uniswap on Uniswap v3 on Avalanche. Avalanche is a blockchain, just like Ethereum. So we can build applications on top of Avalanche. 4 was 48.3 million people voted for it. Only 2.5 million people voted against it. So there's a lot of people voting for this shit. This is a real thing. It's all very active, engaged. And this is a business model that's working, and it's a fair system. Imagine if Instagram had that. So the next question is, who has voting power on the decisions for these companies, these decentralized companies? No, not everybody.
Not you.
Back to this here. Tokens, governance. There are governance tokens that you can have, which gives you direct access to be able to vote on the decisions of where the direction the company actually goes in. That's pretty valuable. Now, here's an example of, this is my wallet, and me going onto a proposal for a blockchain called Arbitrum. And this blockchain is actually built on top of the Ethereum blockchain so that we can increase the efficiency of using transactions on the Ethereum network. So you can see here that I can vote for or against this policy. And you can see at the top, my voting power is 0.71. What determines that voting power? It's how many tokens you have. So if you have more tokens, you have more voting rights. You have more influence over the direction that the company actually goes in. Well, who gets these tokens and how are they distributed? Well, they don't just want to sell these tokens to the general public. So we're all in agreement that if they just sell these tokens to try to make a profit off of it, they're handing the keys of their company over to individuals that might not be the most well-equipped for it. So now that we understand blockchain, crypto, DAOs, now we get to go to airdrops. Because airdrops are how this actually happens. What is an airdrop exactly? It's quite literally when you receive free money into your crypto wallet. Now, if you are utilizing a Coinbase and Binance, you don't get this money because you don't own those wallets. So let's say something happens to where every holder of a certain token receives an airdrop. Coinbase would actually get that airdrop, and you wouldn't. And this is why it's important for everybody to understand DeFi, so that you can take full advantage of the crypto world. And that's what Gaven was talking about yesterday, was DeFi, decentralized finance. So who actually receives these airdrops? The airdrop is what happens when they distribute these governance tokens to people, to decide who actually has governing authority over the actual protocol itself, who can vote on governance proposals, who decides on the direction that the company actually goes in. Now, you can be the person that gets these governance tokens. That's what Jito is. That's what Uni is. Those tokens I showed you before for the $4,000 airdrop, $16,000 airdrop, $10,000 airdrop, those were governance tokens that were just handed to the company, to the individuals. And you can position yourself to be able to claim these airdrops. You just have to put yourself in the company's shoes to know what they're looking for, to know who to airdrop these tokens to. I'm going to dive into how to do that after I go over this example here. What would a decentralized Instagram look like? A decentralized Instagram would allow you to own your own personal data. Because a decentralized Instagram would be using something like Ethereum or Avalanche or Arbitrum or some blockchain to store the data. And then when you are able to utilize an application that's built on top of a blockchain, that means that you can connect to that application, decentralized application, with your crypto wallet. And your crypto wallet is your safety deposit box in this decentralized finance world. And when you connect your wallet to these decentralized apps, the data that these apps pick up on can then be sent into your wallet. So instead of Instagram getting all of your search history data, or literally everything about you, they know everything, you would receive that data. Is data not the most valuable thing that's being talked about lately? And we just hand all of it over to these third-party companies? So you would be able to own your own data, which then would allow you to actually sell your own data if you really wanted to, and make money from your data. Now, if Instagram decided to decentralize, they would also be able to create an Insta token to be able to decentralize the governance of their platform. And then they would do an airdrop. Well, who would Instagram look to give this airdrop to if they were to do an airdrop? Probably some of their most active community members, the people that are using Instagram on a regular basis, people that are posting the most, people that have businesses that are reliant on Instagram. I bet Gymshark would get a shitload. And they would want those tokens as well, because their business is dependent on Instagram and how it works. So if Gymshark owns a lot of governance tokens for Instagram, then they'd be able to vote on the direction of what the next algorithm update's going to be. And then they feel like they have some sort of control on a very integral part of their business. So how can you capitalize on crypto airdrops? Well, step one, you got to learn how to navigate the DeFi world. You got to learn how to get your money out of Coinbase and Binance, which is also a safer thing if you hold it yourself, but you need to know how to actually use it. Step two, you want to find crypto projects that are tokenless. There are projects that are just built in the DeFi world that don't have cryptocurrency tokens yet, because most crypto platforms are on a path to decentralization. They don't start off decentralized. And when they go to be decentralized, that's when they do these crypto airdrops to launch the governance tokens. Step three, you want to perform on-chain activities in order to qualify for these airdrops. How do we navigate the DeFi world? Get a crypto wallet like MetaMask, Rappi, or Ledger. Step two, send funds to that crypto wallet. Step three, learn how to swap, bridge, stake, and provide liquidity with your tokens. This is how we find tokenless protocols. We use a website called DeFiLlama.com. I'm just giving it to you. If you guys want to do this on your own, just go do it. Get your crypto wallet, go to DeFiLlama.com, go to this airdrop section inside of the DeFi tab here, search, and you can see tokenless protocols. These are all protocols that don't currently have a token. This is part of our endless airdrop strategy that we teach in our program. It's just right here, just go do it. What are performing on-chain activities? Well, connecting your wallet to the website, swapping tokens, staking tokens, providing liquidity, voting on governance proposals. These are all on-chain activities that are recorded on the blockchain. Well, when you perform those activities are then correlated directly with your wallet address, so that they know that your wallet address did all of these different things with their decentralized application. Kind of like Instagram and Facebook have a pixel. So they can track everything that everybody does all over the internet, so that businesses around the world can target grandmas that live on the east coast of Florida that have 3 cats. But the difference is that they know exactly who that individual is. With a wallet address, there's the anonymity. They just know this wallet address did all these different things. And then here are the top 10 biggest crypto airdrops that have happened. There's actually some in here that are missing that were more recent. Uniswap, ApeCoin, DYDX, Arbitrum, Ethereum name servers, there's a bunch here. Celestia was a big one that we capitalized on pretty recently. And that's over $21.7 billion in free money. $21.7 billion that other people have claimed around the world because they learned how to do this stuff. There are people over in Nigeria that are getting life-changing amounts of money because they know how to click the right buttons. Imagine if you're somebody over in India that lives in a more impoverished area and you just got $10,000. What would that do for you?
Gotten a pretty big airdrop from Jito, and ever since that big airdrop, it really opened up my eyes to see the potential in the space and wanting to continue to do as much as I could to get every airdrop possible. All I did was I staked Solana on Jito, which was a new protocol at the time, and I probably held about 9 to 10 Solanas on there, and they just airdropped me a whole bunch of Jito. And as soon as I got that one, I converted it to half Solana and then half USDC, so I took some profit.
And about how much time did it take for you to actually earn that $14,000?
No time at all.
So this is just people that are in our community when we were helping them navigate how to claim their free money. And we told them exactly what to do right here in our Discord before it happened. Now, guys, the Web3 space moves way too fast to do it alone. I know people that are still in cryptocurrencies that were popular back in 2020. I know people that are still in cryptocurrencies that were popular back in 2017. Now, you need to know how to avoid investing in AOL. You need to know how to avoid investing in Blockbuster. And the interesting thing about the Web3 space is that the data necessary to know how to avoid doing that is right in front of everybody's faces, because all of the data is publicly available on the blockchain. So it's not like the dot-com boom, where you had to just wait for quarterly reviews and stuff like that to know who's going to be the biggest competitor in the search engine game. Is it going to be Google? Is it going to be Yahoo? We don't have to speculate on things. You can literally go onto these different platforms like DeFi Llama, and you can see this is how much revenue Ethereum made in the last hour. This is the number of transactions that Arbitrum has processed in the last day, in the last month, in the last hour, in the last year. All of that information is available. So if you can track all of that in real time, you can just, oh, this one's not doing this hot anymore. Let me just move into the one that's doing really well. And there's no guessing. You just have to know how to do it. And again, I just gave you the tool, DeFi Llama. Just go do it yourself. Just get informed. And there's also too many risks to do it alone. Literally was on a call with somebody 2 weeks ago. My friend put me in touch with this guy that got $15,000 scammed from him. And literally, if he just had an ounce of crypto knowledge, he would have avoided the whole thing. Now, the problem here is that this is new technology. And whenever there's new technology, that means there's a lot of people that understand it, and then way more people that don't understand it. And between those two types of individual is something called a knowledge gap. And there's people on the side of that knowledge gap that understand crypto that aren't good people, just like every other industry. And if they want to steal money, they can exploit that knowledge gap and take it from you. Now, this industry, I personally believe, has the most upside in the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, the rest of our life. It's also where there's the most risks because there's the least amount of education that people actually have, which is why we started our crypto coaching company. Now, I wanted to bring this up here. This is something called the Dunning-Kruger model. We have confidence plotted against knowledge. So as time goes on, your knowledge spikes, or your perception of your knowledge spikes up in the very beginning of your learning curve. At this peak of enthusiasm at the top, you believe you know a lot about something. And then you start to learn more, and you realize you don't know anything. Who's experienced this along their learning process in life? Everybody. And then you start to realize, this is how it all works. Wow, there's so much here. And then you really start to learn. This is where everybody gets scammed, or here, for the most part. When you think you know a lot is when you lose the most, when you actually don't know anything. And this is why you hire mentors. And let this be a lesson not just about crypto, this is everything in life. This is why you hire a business mentor. This is why you hire a financial advisor. This is why you hire a mindset coach. So you can skip this peak of enthusiasm right here and just skip the step to go over here. You're gonna pay to learn, no matter what. You just gotta identify if you wanna pay with money or time. So I do actually have an offer. We have a full Discord community of over 600 people in it. We provide them with daily market updates, low cap gem alerts, and if you don't know what that is, those are tokens that we believe have 10x potential. We catch them when they're low market cap and then watch them rise up. We've caught many of them at 100x, caught some at 1,000x, caught some at 5,000x, and we catch some at 10x, we catch some at 2x. We provide high yield farming alerts so you can get into liquidity pools, which is where you can get paid when other people make trades so that you can make the swap fees instead of Coinbase making the swap fees. Airdrop alerts. We hand these to you guys. We say, hey, this is a protocol that we believe will be doing an airdrop, and we think it will be worth money. There's also high value networking inside of that group. We have a lot of millionaires in that group that are very educated in crypto. We have business owners inside of that group that run crypto protocols. We have developers in that group. We have a very, very, very high level mastermind here. And we also have a weekly crypto catch-up call. So let's say that you don't have time to do all of this. We totally get it. You have a full-time job. But if you'd like to stay informed at least once a week, spend an hour with us every Wednesday. We catch you up on everything that happened. Now, usually when I offer this pro access to our Discord, into our mastermind, I just give access to the Discord. But I actually want to over-deliver on that further and provide you guys with our DeFi Mastery Blueprint as well, which is 44 lessons that are teaching you how to get into DeFi, how to be safe with your cryptocurrency, how to leverage our ironclad crypto security strategy so that you can get into the space, protect your wealth from the Coinbases and the Binances of the world so that something like FTX can't happen, so you don't lose 10,000, 15,000, whatever amount of money, and so that you can start to take advantage of some of these opportunities in the decentralized finance world. We also will teach you our endless airdrop strategy, which is how our community has qualified for over $50,000 in free money in 2023. Now, I do have an Ace Interstellar exclusive offer because I have never bundled these two together before. Usually I sell the DeFi Mastery Blueprint for $500. And usually I offer the Discord for $197 per month. But I don't want to do that. I want to offer 44 lessons to you guys that teach you everything about how to have sovereign ownership of your own cryptocurrency using our ironclad crypto security strategy. I want to teach you guys how to get into the DeFi space so you can start to take advantage of low-cap cryptocurrencies that aren't available on Coinbase and Binance yet, because they only put tokens on their platform once hype builds up around them. But you want to get into them once before hype is built up around them. And I want to bring all that to you guys for only $97 a month. You get 44 lessons that teach you everything that you need to know to get into this space, plus access to the whole Discord for only $97 a month. You could join us, watch all the videos, and cancel the next month if you want. I want you guys to start to learn this stuff because I know what you guys don't, and I see a lot of opportunity. I want everybody to see the opportunity. We just had BlackRock have an ETF approved for Bitcoin. We have so much institutional money flooding in. You saw on Gaven's presentation, there was a full-out commercial on CNN, on Fox, for Valkyrie, who has their own ETF, talking about the value of Bitcoin. Can you imagine people in 2012 buying Bitcoin knowing that this is going to happen one day? It's absolutely insane. And Bitcoin has actually surpassed silver now in market cap, meaning that there's more money in the Bitcoin market than in the silver market. Let that sink in. If you guys do feel like now is the time for you to start to learn this stuff, which if you guys want, you can go on, follow me on Instagram. It is RyanHorst _ RyanHorst_. Just DM me the word ACE or just come talk to me. And we can get you set up with this. I don't have an actual like QR code to scan to just do it on your phone because I don't have, this isn't an offer. It's not a thing. So you'll have to talk with me and I'll have to like manually give you access to everything because there's no automation for it because it's honestly not an offer.